What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're alive. I know that yesterday I literally laid out the schedule and said Jay will be here on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then it'll be me and Jeremy on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Well, all that changed very quickly. Here we are. I think it's Thursday. Is it Thursday today, Jay? I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore.
Thursday, yeah, it is. It's Thursday.
It feels like a Wednesday. I don't know why.
I wasn't ready, sort of, but yeah, it does feel Wednesday-ish. Weird.
New Year's holiday, probably. That felt like a Sunday, maybe. I don't fucking know.
It's been like nice and cold here in Florida too.
Yeah, it hasn't been oppressively hot. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's been cold, but it hasn't been oppressively hot, which for us, that is basically cold. So for sure. Jay, you didn't sing today. Everyone's asking why.
It's because I'm off schedule. Sorry. It gave us when all three of us were together on, what day was that? Tuesday? Monday. Whatever. I thought that was going to be like the last hurrah for the year. So new year, new me.
That was the first hurrah for the year.
Something like that, you know. You know how
it was literally on the first day of the year.
Is that how the saying goes? Yeah. Luckily today Ryan's here, so I won't be pulling up any fake website news that Jeremy just loves to constantly bring up, who didn't stop me for a good 15-20 minutes into the whole segment. Just kind of let it ride.
Oh man, yeah. So you're saying someone noticed something was wrong and they didn't tell you about it and they just let you continue on?
Well,
that sounds embarrassing.
Not for Listen, that was 12 seconds. We're talking 5-6 minutes, you know.
Okay.
I have like a 15-second threshold till I'm like, wait, something's off before I like open my mouth. But
well, until you open your mouth, and then it was another 10 seconds of delay.
It was like should I say You want to know what else? You know what else too? I went back. You know that live stream you did from that place you went to in Arizona?
Yeah.
Where you're on your phone and you look so good.
Yeah.
I was like looking into how like people now are using their cell phones as their webcam. That there's like stuff that they could like, they buy old cell phones with the camera and they hook it up because it just looks better than these $100 cameras that they're buying. It just knows how to capture the light. And I was like thinking about you. I was like, yeah, Ryan looked completely different.
Better. Yeah, it looked insane. Let me see if I can pull that up actually, because
completely different.
It was legitimately embarrassing, like how much better that looked, just a cell phone on a gimbal, like in the middle of a convention center, than how I do now. And I have like 3 different lights set up. Like,
yeah, same. I feel like I got a red hue going on in my room. But
like I am trying, right? I'm trying hard to get the fucking lighting right, and it never works out. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong here. I'm not a professional, but let me see if I can find. Yeah, here's the TPUSA live stream. Let's see if I can.
I don't know what happened yesterday on the show, but when the show was over, Jeremy texts me and goes, "Ryan was roasting you on the show. Ha ha ha." I was like, "What? For what? For what?
What show?"
Daily yesterday.
What did I do?
I don't know. He just felt the need that he just wanted to stir the pot, I guess.
Maybe.
I was just like, thanks. I got better things to worry about.
So the one thing about this was,
yeah, look at that.
It's only 720p, right? Because I think that's all you can broadcast in, or at least all I could broadcast in.
But still,
what's fun in entertainment and how that
your face is full of
I don't want to listen to me.
Your face is full of color. Your hair looks like it's got a glow. Looks good.
Yeah, I don't look. There's Siaka.
Yeah, look at that.
Me and Chrissy Mare's booth here.
And everybody in the chat was like, "What camera is that?" And you kept laughing like, "I'm on my freaking
like the angle is not great, like because I couldn't get it up too high, so it's like the angle's like down here looking up at me, which is kind of stupid. But yeah, you can see like every fucking line in my face. I'm like,
you actually look a little darker than the lady that's directing the new Star Wars film.
Oh, I mean, I could be considered a person of color for that. I think I could figure out a way to make that work. But Ryan was looking good in that jacket, says.
Dan
Alyssa.
says, "What phone
Right.
is that?" He needs to up his video. I guess when he records videos, he's going to use a cell phone now.
This is a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. That's what it is. So I
It's
believe
basically a
those will
Meta
be
PC in his
released in
pocket.
Brazil in the next 4 years, I believe. So
They have those wish ones, like you might buy it on eBay for wow, it's so cheap, and you get it, and it's like the Chinese fake ones.
yeah, you're better off with an
Oh
Obama
man,
phone.
that's pretty funny.
Boost Mobile, Cricket Wireless.
I
One
had
of those
Cricket for
specials.
years.
You
I
had
went from
Cricket?
I had Cricket. Now I have Walmart Family Plan.
What the fuck?
$25.
How do you ever get a signal?
I don't even. Well, I mean, it works. The thing with that plan is that it connects to like the local Wi-Fi that's provided by our state. So sometimes you just randomly like driving, it'll be like you're connected to Polk County's Wi-Fi, Lee County Wi-Fi. I didn't
There
know
you
like
go.
it had so many. I think it's just maybe a library nearby that just who knows attracting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are there a lot of libraries in Florida? I haven't seen too many libraries down here.
I don't know. I only visited when I was teaching in class. I only visited one, and it was a shell of what I remember of a librry. It's pretty
Probably
bad.
depends where you're at in Florida. Like if
Yeah.
you're from like the Jeremy area, not much need for libraries there. All right. So it probably just depends where you're at. I can't imagine they get too much use. But you go into a library in fucking Florida Bama area, and it's just like every book is fucking pristine. It's all dusty everywhere. You come in and people are like, oh my God, and someone actually came in. They're like, oh, sorry, I'm just looking to take a shit.
Yeah,
Like, that's the only people that come to the library. And
I don't think they even have workers. I think it's just like an honor system policy. You know what they do have in Florida, which is
book drops.
I'm sure they you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm sure they have them elsewhere. I've never seen them, but when you go to a park, there's like those little boxes where it's like, hey man, there's a book in here. Just take it for free. And when you're done, put it
take
back.
a book, give a book, all that stuff.
Like when you read,
I'm
like
surprised
sit
there's
at the
somebody who
park
lives in
and read.
Florida, because to me, I'd be scared as fuck that one, it rains a lot, but also
Yeah.
just like sitting there in the humidity. Yeah, see, Jeremy confirming in the chat. He's not wrong. So
I like
there
that
you
he
go.
could be in the chat, but not on the show.
Maybe he's driving. Maybe he's taking a shit. Unlimited possibilities. Really, just those two. But
I think he could be reading.
the only thing Jeremy reads is tweets and slowly. Sorry, tweets and super chats. No, that's the only thing that Jeremy reads. Tweets, super chats, and Godzilla -1. All right.
Oh man.
Let me pull this shit up. Thank you guys for joining us today. You know, when it's a me and Jay show, it tends to go off the rails a little bit.
I'm trying to keep it focused, that's all.
Yeah. D-Day Cobra's hate mail for $2. Gay and a fig. Thank you. Keenan.
That's pretty good.
It's very creative. Keenan Endanu. Welcome to the 199. Mr. Parker, member for 9 months. Jay is the Jar Jar of G&G.
I'll take
Kidding,
it.
Jay.
Oh no, man. Jar Jar. I think I get a lot of Forrest Gump references, so it's probably better suited.
Well,
it is what it is.
Tobias Nexus. For $5, it's only been 1 week, and I already can't wait for it to be over with. Thanks, G&G, for making things worth getting up early for.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hope your week goes better. I guess it sounds like it hasn't been very good. So
yeah, man, the year just started too.
Yeah. David Smart for $1. Thank you very much, David. Appreciate that. Thunderstrike for $5. The doctors moved the surgery up, and my daughter is currently having a G button implanted. She could be home in a week. Y'all are my stress relief. It seems like there's a lot of people that are already having, rough times in the first couple, days of the year. So we're glad you guys come here and laugh at us a little bit.
Yeah.
Me, laugh at Jay, laugh at Jeremy, even though he's not. That's what we do.
It's funny because Jeremy says, "Hail chat." Not one person even said, "Hey Jeremy." They're all talking about me eating paint chips and being retarded. So I guess he feels left out. So please, people in the chat, say hi to Jeremy and make
You're
fun of
saying
his
please make fun of him instead of me.
make fun of his Alabama team, Lucy.
Yeah, God, that's been so long ago. I almost forgot that it happened. Christian Stone Rosesu getting married in 50 days.
Wow, look at
Hottest
that.
thing my fiance ever said. I wish women would have never cried their way to the 19th Amendment. She's a keeper. Well, I'm glad you confirmed that it was a woman at least. Thank you, Christian. No, just kidding. That's awesome.
God, Ryan's on fire. I almost said Jeremy's on fire.
No, that's really cool. 50 days, less than 2 months till you get
Congratulations.
married. Enjoy it. And yeah, any woman who doesn't think they should be voting is worth keeping in my book. So Blake Barrett for 2. I enjoy making women feel uncomfortable. Yeah, if I said that, I'm a fucking rapist. If a woman says that, they get a Star Wars movie. Like, what the fuck? I don't think that's very fair. I like making men feel uncomfortable. I enjoy making men feel uncomfortable.
Then she looks right at the guy and go, I'm not talking about you.
John Stewart. You know what's crazy about that whole thing is people are acting like this is newly discovered information. Like, I got videos from 8 months ago with that clip in it from that women's conference with John Stewart, like talking about it. I mean, it's not like nobody watched it. It's like over 100,000 views, but that information's been out there. It's just so funny to watch people, I guess, discover it for the first time, be like, I can't believe she said this. And yeah, that was also fucking 8 years ago too. But it's all right. People can be late to the train as long as they hop
like
on
me.
board. As long as they hop on board. Someone says, have you seen her face? Obviously, she's fine making guys uncomfortable. Well, I imagine if she sat on an average dude's lap, she would make them uncomfortable because of her mass. But I don't know. I don't know exactly what she meant. We'll have to ask her that at some point in time. Toxic masculinity for 5. I'm proud to say gaming history was made last month by an American kid by the name Blue Scooty.
Oh, yeah.
He was the first person to hit the true kill screen
on Tetris.
And then, yeah, where's the rest of that super chat? There's a 1 out of 2. I don't see the rest of it.
I saw that.
What is that? What is that? The true blue screen.
So, do you want to see the clip? So,
Sure.
I think I have it here.
Is that like set everything up and then like
he becomes the first, I guess, real person that's not AI to actually get Tetris to the freeze screen and you actually beat it. So that means actually, and the only people that could, I guess, not people, but only AI and bots could have done it. So here he is. The moment the 13-year-old becomes the first person ever to beat Tetris. He's crying and here's how he did it. So
yeah, okay. I was gonna say I want to see.
I guess this is level 9. Like, I guess you got to get to score 99999. I'm not exactly sure, but he's there. He's at level 96.
Look how quick they're dropping, bro.
Yeah. And then it like recycled back to level 18, I guess. But then it's like, there it is.
Oh, probably because he got the score right there, 99999.
Yeah, maybe. But there it is. 13 years old, still playing Tetris.
Congratulations.
The first time you played Tetris?
Yeah, it was probably on like the fucking NES or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't very good at it.
I forget how long, probably 10 years ago, I had it on my phone. I was in a fucking Tetris groove on my phone for a while, dude. But yeah, that's awesome. Congrats, Blue Scooty. Video game news right there.
It could be the greatest moment of his life ever. He peaked at 13.
And there's the rest of that super chat from Toxic Masculinity for 5 in Tetris. It's insane what he had to do to get it away. And go, kid. Fuck Jeremy. Just kidding. Love listening to you guys. Help me through work. Hail 199. Thank you, Toxic Masculinity.
Yeah, thank you.
Master Bader for 2. JJ Binks. Can you hear your best
I
Jar Jar
speak.
impression?
Yeah. I spake. That was my favorite line from Jar Jar Binks.
I spec.
Yeah, that's it. And then he gets a lecture. The ability to speak does not make one intelligent. Is that what Qui-Gon told him?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Shutch for $5. Happy New Year, guys. High tea today.
Yeah, we actually have a guest. Drew Hernandez sent me a $50 super chat last month and said, I want to come on the show. And I was like, why would you want to come on this show? It's stupid. And so here we are.
And
He's
you're
gonna
like,
hop on for like
that's
45
$45 more than I needed.
So yeah, Drew's coming off about 45 minutes. Not gonna stay the full 2 hours. He just wants to laugh at fat people, apparently.
Don't we all?
So I got a couple great clips ready for him.
That's half of the fun of going to theme parks for me.
Yeah.
Jeremy needs to eat a sandwich for Canadian $1. Thank you. Beardo's reading comprehension for $1.99. Misa JJ Binks, okay day.
I spake.
I spec.
I love that line.
Kelly Paulson for $5. Thank you very much.
But Misa banished.
Misa banished.
Yeah. Shows how many hours I put into that film.
Zenny Biscuit for $5. Ryan and Jay are the Abbott and Costello of G&G. Maybe.
I'm assuming I'm the fat one of that group.
Yes. Jay's SpaghettiOs stained back spoon for $2.
God.
Thank you.
Man.
Chris Bolts for $5. Between this cow talking about Star Wars and the cow who resigned from Harvard, I'm more convinced ever that cows should stay in the kitchen and in the slaughterhouse. Gary's Beardcrafts for $2. Star Wars episode 7-11. Thank you. Come again.
That's right. I forgot she's Pakistan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very accomplished. Eric K for $2. So Jeremy is making Beardo poop cookies.
Yeah, you probably don't understand that.
I heard it's some sort of rating system on two X-Men event.
Basically, it's like if the cookies are excellent, but there's a piece of poop on the side, he would just eat around the poop.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I don't know. It's a weird fetish.
Scat.
I just stayed quiet that whole time. I was like, I don't want to get involved in that conversation.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to say something that could be clipped as part of this.
I'll just let him. He's got a shovel. He's digging himself pretty deep. Just let him stay there.
Buried in poop cookies. David P for 10. We all know how bad Jeremy is when it comes to reading comprehension. He hired Fear the Beardo to read super chats for him. When Beardo's the better option to read, Jeremy has got to be horrible.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Tobias next for 10. Let's just say I'm dealing with a fuckload of backed up work after taking a week off last week. Way more than should be normal for my job. Plus, depression is a bitch, but I'll get by it. Yes, you will get by it. You'll be all right. You'll be all right, Tobias. Get your shit done. Ellie Reen, member for 8 months. Jay is just the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, just like the Jelly of the Month Club, I guess.
The Jelly of the Month Club, huh?
Have you ever been part of one of those clubs?
Can't say I have.
Yeah, my mom was. She got some, like, first you start off with like the grape, strawberry, then they get into like the weird flavors. Boysenberry, peach. It's like we've run out of stuff.
You know, that kind of sounds a little bit like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Jay, to be honest with you.
Sure
they've run out of characters that people actually care about. Just like your mom and the jellies. You get through the ones you actually like, and all of a sudden you have a bunch of shit in there you want nothing to do with. That's exactly what it sounds like. Good segue, Jay. I can't believe you planned something like that.
Pulled it off.
Because what's coming up next for the MCU? doesn't exactly have people excited. We know that they had this whole plan going for the Kang dynasty, Jonathan Majors as Kang, that all went up in flames for obvious reasons. They shouldn't have moved forward in the beginning because he was terrible with the character, but now he's officially been fired. They don't know if they're going to recast. I don't know if they're going to bring somebody else in. A lot of crazy rumors flying around. Well, now some people have, based on what they know, based off a couple leaks, they think they know who the Avengers will be in the next Avengers movie. Think about this, Jay. This movie's probably going to get delayed. We won't see it till like 2027, which at that point will be 8 years removed from the last Avengers movie in Endgame. You know who they have for the cast? The apparent cast of the next Avengers film has MCU fans panicking. Well, what, the dozen that remain that actually have hope for this thing? According to the rumors, according to reports, this is the lineup. Black Captain America, Captain Marvel, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, Valkyrie, Wong, She-Hulk, fucking Shang-Chi, Marvel's Katie, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp.
The Wasp, yeah.
Listen, I think you can justify a couple of these people certainly being involved with the Avengers if this is the Avengers lineup. But holy shit, if this is what they get after 8 years of waiting for the next Avengers movie, this is what Marvel might be ready to roll out to everyone. What a nightmare this would be.
Complete trash. This is definitely the D- team of Avengers. They could have just created a whole new squad at this point. It called it something completely different. I don't know. Kang might be the best bad guy to fight the D team because obviously they couldn't, if they write it right, there's no way they could take on a Beyonder or a Galactus or even a Doctor Doom at this point. If they stay true to the character, because this is awful. And according to those ridiculous leaks that I don't think are real from like the New World Order film, I think that got changed as well. They're supposed to take on Red Hulk, and that was going to be the start of the new Avengers, I guess. But I mean, yeah, the new Captain America like doesn't even have like special abilities. You know, Steve Rogers was basically has the
special
strength
ability.
of
His special ability is that he's black. Like that's his special ability.
Well, I'm like Steve Rogers he had the strength of like the Incredible Hulk. And could heal and his agility and all that stuff because of like the gamma stuff that they gave him. The intelligent Hulk here is such a wuss of a Hulk. It's not the Hulk is supposed to be like the angrier that he got, the more powerful he became, right? So if he gets more like even angry and angry, he gets stronger and stronger. But this guy's just like sitting in like eating burritos, just like, hey, we're all here. Captain Marvel, yeah, nobody cares about her. Ant-Man definitely is not an Avenger, but he is a pretty cool character.
Well, Ant-Man, listen, Ant-Man is one of the original Avengers.
Yeah.
So like I don't have any issue, to be honest, with him or really Wasp at this point being part of the Avengers. They should be, right, with all the shit they've been through. But all these other people, Shang-Chi, She-Hulk, where the fuck is Doctor Strange? Obviously, we know what happened to Spider-Man. Nobody even remembers who he is at this point, so I guess that's an excuse to not have him there. Maybe this is the cast that was supposed to go up against Kang, right? So that Kang can get a win over the fucking B squad, the JV team, despite the fact that this dude single-handedly beat him or whatever. Before, I guess, these two combined with an army full of Chinese communist ants. But either way, who knows what we'll eventually see. I think they're going to rewrite and scrap the entire thing. They might get rid of that movie altogether and make Avengers 6, which was supposed to be Secret Wars, like a two-parter. Who knows what they might do at this point.
Oh my God. I'm getting roasted in the chat for saying Captain America was just as strong as the Hulk. Are you kidding me? In the freaking MCU films, they absolutely made them almost like identical in strength. They all if you're talking like comic book adaptations, they for the movies, they absolutely made them almost just as strong. So that's why I'm saying like this Hulk here is so weak. It's not even close. No, they didn't. People are saying no, they did. In the movies. That's cool. That's what I think. The fact that he grabbed onto Thanos and all that stuff. So I'm just saying like the Hulk they gave us in the theater was not the same Hulk that's in the freaking comics. So That's just where I'm saying.
Yeah, listen, Captain America, super strength, like fast, like all this shit. I wouldn't put him on Hulk level or anything, but I get what you're saying though. He's
I'm just
obviously
saying in the
super
theater, in the
strong. Yeah,
comic books, it's a totally different world. These are not comic book accurate characters at all. So it's like it's not even close. And so sorry if I confuse people saying that inside the comic books alone. But yeah, these are not comic book accurate characters, not even close.
But Jay, could you imagine if they actually roll out this cast, that this is the next Avengers team that they put out there after 8 years of waiting? The
You know,
dozens of people that are still hanging on to hope for the MCU, their hopes will be crushed if this is actually who they put out.
I don't see why anybody would want to even watch this. So that, I mean, that's they haven't built up a villain like they did with Thanos in the first batch. Like they haven't done anything with these characters. These are all like Disney Plus characters that they want to put on the big screen and expect people to be like, all right, they're all together again. It wouldn't surprise me they made the decision to just keep this all on Disney Plus. So I think it's a joke. What they should have done, they should have like I mean, I'm playing Monday morning quarterback, but it's like the after the first phase one, they should have just closed the book on the Avengers altogether. Maybe had a couple Disney Plus shows and completely went into a whole different line of like into the Fantastic Four, things like that. She-Hulk in the comics was part of the Fantastic Four at one point, so it's like they could have moved in that direction if they wanted to. But yeah, I that's what they should have done. They should have just done something completely different, but they just kept milking these characters over and over and making them worse and worse as the movies go on. So, I mean, it's just, we have like they the bastardization of these characters as they squeeze as much juice as they can after them. It's not even close to what they should be. So it's kind of stupid. So now like you said, you have a list of Marvel characters that they want to put together as the A team, and it's like, my goodness, man. Those are the characters they would call like if like there's like a problem over in like Detroit. Like, we got something going on in Detroit. Can you guys go over there?
Yeah, it's like
The real guys are gonna go into outer space and fight the real danger here,
the Great Lakes Avengers.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I personally think they just needed more women. I think that's the problem with the MCU. They didn't go hard enough. That's really
Well, if they bring in Secret Wars and stuff like that, I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know. It seems like Marvel right now just they tease the last 5 seconds of every film to get people excited. It just doesn't work anymore. End credit scenes. Like, watch the movie to watch this end credit scene. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. It's like no one cares. Like, they put the X-Men in it. It's like, yeah, but we all know you're gonna mess it up too. So it's crazy.
the carnivore trucker for 5. That's not Katie, Ryan. That's Aquafina. That's Marvel's Katie. Rolling new for 5. When Mark tried to explain rhetoric on Tuesday night, I was dying. Hilarious TNME the other day. Hail Ryan, Jay, and the 199. What is that all about, Jay?
I don't know. I was falling asleep.
Mark was trying to explain rhetoric
to Beardo, I think, and they were going on and on. Like, I think a $2 super chat came in, and they just went back and forth forever, and you're just kind of like, I just zone out. I just kind of zoned out while that was going on.
Like, somebody didn't understand something. Mark was trying to explain it.
Yeah,
wasn't having an easy time with
how Mark talks. He's very detailed in what he wants to do. So
yeah, I agree. Well, I missed that, Roland, but thank you for the.
To be honest, I wasn't really paying it. I was paying attention to something else. So
that's such a great excuse. Not I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to something else. That's a great excuse that's what I'm gonna say from now on. Like, if I'm fucking like just zoning out.
Bro, we were like 4 hours deep, man. 4 hours deep in the show, and like we couldn't. Every super chat, Mark had to give a detailed answer, and you're just kind of like, after a while, you're just like, okay,
Yeah, getting through a live stream with Mark is.
I mean, at least I'm honest.
Yeah. You got to be prepared. You got to be prepared for Mark.
Yeah, you have to.
Mike jokingly said, "Don't use rhetoric in a super chat. We don't know what it means." Then Mark started to define rhetoric for Mike.
Yeah. That's what was going on. Thanks for clearing it up.
Mikey Gussler for 5, since Phantom Menace turns 25 years old this year, I hope they release it in theaters since it came out the same year I was born. Yeah, so you turned 25 too, Mikey. I mean, I guess they could. They should. There's so little going on right now. There's so few things that are actually going to be released this year, especially by Disney. They should do something like that. It'd be dumb not to.
Yeah. I
That's
agree.
it. They should. Yeah, they should
Would
release
you go
one.
see it again in the theater at this point?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if it was like the extended, like the big pod race scene and everything. Yeah, I'd probably go see it. Kidding me?
Yeah, that's
Bro,
true.
1999, it was so fuck. Maybe that's how some people felt when Force Awakens came out. There probably were some people that felt that way. I didn't feel that energy for Force Awakens because I was so anti the sequel trilogy already before Force Awakens came out. I was very jaded by everything that happened with Disney and Star Wars and the expanded universe. But 1999, dude, I was so hyped for that movie. Remember all the Pepsi cans that had all the characters on them, all the collectible shit, man. I had so much junk that I wish I still had from back then.
Some of that probably could be worth a pretty penny.
I don't know. There was so much of it. I don't know how much it would be worth because it was like so mass produced. But
did you ever watch the 3D version of The Force Awakens?
No.
Or the Phantom Menace, excuse me. The Phantom Menace when that came out.
I don't think I watched that 3D version either. I'm not a big 3D guy.
It was weird. It was like they were trying. I guess 3D was like at that time was kind of like
infancy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like doing its thing. So they're like, hey, why not let's just try it because they didn't really. They didn't
see Jar Jar's tongue come out or something.
No, it's actually the reverse, where it's like you're watching the movie through a window, so nothing came at you. It was just like that way. And I think the only scene that was actually halfway decent was the pod racing. So
basically, 3D it just looks like you can see depth to it instead of shit popping out at you.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Where the fuck are we right now? All right, all caught up with that. Well, Jay, we got to talk about something else. We got to shift gears a little bit and talk about DC because Amber Heard has finally broken her silence.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Amber Heard broke her silence. It's not exactly a secret that Aquaman 2 is expected to be a failure at the box office for a variety of reasons. The fact that we've seen 7 straight DC movies lose money at the box office before this. The fact that James Gunn already announced it's the end of this universe. They're rebooting it. The fact that Amber Heard is involved with the movie. A lot of reasons. And ultimately, despite it coming out over a Christmas holiday, despite the fact that it's, seeing great numbers, well, great in a certain sense, but not what it should be. The fact that it's seeing numbers that are decent over the holidays when everybody's off work and everybody's off school. The reality is for Aquaman 2, it needs to hit around $600 million at the global box office, and it'll be lucky if it gets past $400 million. So a lot of people are trying to assign blame, and a lot of people think that some of that should go at the feet of Amber Heard. Is Amber Heard to blame for Aquaman 2's box office failure? Well, apparently, Amber Heard doesn't think she's to blame. In fact, she's thanking all of her loyal followers, all the dozens of people out there that love Amber Heard. She's thanking her fans for Aquaman 2 making a big splash at the box office. Amber Heard thanks fans for overwhelming support and love for Aquaman 2, despite claim that her role got pared down and action scenes taken away. The same person who was on the stand shitting all over DC and Warner Brothers for removing her, for saying they cut my scenes, blah, blah, blah. She now has a little bit different tune. And she put this out over on Instagram. After all this time, Aquaman 2 made its splash. Sorry, it's too easy. Thank you to all of my fans for the overwhelming support and love in Mira's Aquaman return. Thank you so much. Hashtag Aquaman. Do you feel like it's been overwhelming love and support for Amber Heard? I mean, listen, I think there's a lot of people. We saw almost 5 million people sign this petition. Remove Amber Heard from Aquaman 2. I don't know if that's overwhelming support, but maybe for the couple Amber Heard fans out there, it was overwhelming from them. Unfortunately, I don't think it was enough to make a difference in this movie. What do you think about that, Jay? After shitting all over Warner Brothers, shitting all over DC for putting out this message.
You know, it's a new year, new Amber. Maybe she's just realizing her mistakes and just understanding where she is in pop culture nowadays, and she's just using that hashtag to try to make things right, you know? Maybe just a little bit. I don't know. I think it's stupid.
What, using the hashtag Aquaman?
No, just like her even saying anything at this point. Like there's like what I mean, I don't know. Like it's just
this is somebody who
she
Warner Brothers
on everything.
Warner Brothers specifically tried to hide her, right? Warner Brothers knew she was box office poison. They hid her on all the marketing. She didn't even do a press tour.
Yeah.
Amber Heard did not do a press tour. It was just Jason Momoa and James Wan. Like they specifically tried to hide her as much as they possibly could because they knew she's box office poison.
Wasn't there like weird reports coming out that like Jason Momoa was like making fun of her or dressed up like Jack Sparrow on the set? Like I don't know if those are
therapist
true, but
notes. Her therapist notes. She claimed that Jason Momoa dresses as Johnny to make me upset and things like that. That was in her therapist notes.
Yeah, so she did everything in her power to push this movie and everyone associated with it away. So could you imagine? Like
this is the success of Amber Heard.
So you're telling me she talked to her therapist and said, "I can't take it. He's dressing up like Jack Sparrow on the set of Aquaman. I got to get out of this film. It's troubling me." Oh my goodness. Well, no wonder they don't want you on the press tour. No wonder they tried to like phase you out as much as possible. Like what the heck? If that's true, man, it's kind of funny.
And this is the result. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Again, you're seeing a lot of movies make a decent chunk of change on these weekdays that you wouldn't normally see, right? Because it's holidays. This is the best time of the year for the theaters. But look at Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. It sinks below Migration. Migration that had a $70 million budget and was projected to be a massive flop. It has taken over Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which has a $215 million budget. You see it's still getting beat by Wonka. Anyone But You is starting to creep up on it as well. This is Amber Heard. Thanks to Amber Heard fans for making this such a stunning and brave success, apparently, even though most people blame her for its failure.
There's a lot to blame for this failure, and I'm sure she's part of it, honestly. And,
yeah, she's like 10 or 15% of it.
Yeah, she definitely was part of it. But Yellow Flash says I'm in love with Amber Heard.
Is he?
Mean, she did date Elon Musk, so
I mean,
maybe she's not all bad.
I mean, she could get it. I ain't gonna lie, but
she ain't sleeping over though. I don't want no poop in my bed. Beardo probably likes that stuff if he's eating those cookies, but I'm just saying.
But like a divider, right? So if she does happen to do it, it doesn't roll over.
Your own space. That's right. Your own bathroom, your own space. Ryan's gonna fix her, Yellow Flash, so she'll be back in action.
I'll do my best. I've got a lot of fucking. I got it stacking up between Amber and Bree.
Yeah,
a lot of work to do in 2024.
Hey, you got it. That's a lot, man. I hope you're taking medication for all that.
No, not yet. Anyway. We did, I don't know why it made me think of this, but we did finally listen. You guys have been asking about Megacon and stuff like that for a long time. We finally got confirmation yesterday. Our panel is going to be on Saturday. So Megacon on Saturday. I don't know what day that is, Jay. You might know. Specifically the day in February.
Is that February 2nd?
That would be a Saturday.
Friday. So February 3rd is the Geeks and Gamers panel. Saturday, February 3rd at Megacon Orlando.
Right. So I don't have an exact time for you guys yet. I don't know if it's going to be morning or afternoon, but it is going to be on Saturday. So for people that were asking about that, all that shit, it will be on Saturday. So make your plans accordingly. And I think probably we will be doing something after that as well. I don't know if Jeremy's ready to announce or if Jeremy has announced that yet. But either way, plan for that on Saturday. Maybe plan for hanging out a little bit after.
And also, for those that have been asking, if you don't mind me sharing, Gina is confirmed to be there Saturday and Sunday. So she will be there the same day as the panel for Geeks and Gamers. So if you want to go to the Geeks and Gamers panel, then come hang out and see me and Gina Carano. I'll be there with her at her booth for those 2 days. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. So she's gonna do photos and autographs and all that stuff in between. So come see Gina, come see Ryan, come see Jeremy, and come see me. Also, is there going to be one of our friends is going to be there that sells a comic book?
Oh, yes. Ripa's going to be there. I don't know exactly some of those details about Eric July. Eric should be there as far as I know, right?
Yeah. I think he has a panel this I don't know if it's the same day, but they were trying to make it the same day as the Geeks and Gamers panel. So the Ripaverse will also be there as well.
Yes.
So
there's gonna be a lot of people that you can come say hi to and come see, and we will see all of you guys there as well. I'm sure we'll be there for more than just Saturday, but well, Jay certainly will. He's contractually obligated to.
Yeah, that's true.
As for me, I will not be contractually obligated to, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I wanted to make sure we got that out there for anybody that was interested, because I know we get asked a decent amount. Tobias for 5. Friday the 13th Part 3 was more 3D than most 3D movies were in the early 2000s. There you go. I don't like 3D. It makes me sick. I don't like it. It makes me dizzy. I don't want to fucking watch it.
Did you see the first Avatar in 3D? Did that make you sick as well?
I don't think I watched it in 3D. No, I guess I may have. Was it 2008 or 9? But I don't really remember too much. I don't like 3D. It's fucking annoying to me. I don't like having to wear the glasses. If you can give me
the rides, do the rides like mess you up a little bit?
I'm not a big fan. Like even like the Spider-Man ride at Universal and the Transformers ride, it's like I hate the fucking 3D shit. But I like those rides, but I hate the 3D shit. You know what's the worst one is the ride that makes me maybe more sick than anything else is that Harry Potter Hogwarts ride. You know what I'm talking about? Through the castle.
Yeah, well, you don't have the 3D glasses. It's just a movie theater. It's just a movie, yeah.
Yeah, like for some reason, I fucking hate that ride. Because the screens they put you in front of. I don't know. I feel fucking old, man. I feel old.
I just want to make sure I fit in all the rides still. Like, that's my goal. If I can't stand it, I don't care. At least I could still fit in it.
Is that your 2024 goal? Fit in rides?
I fit in them. I'd like to have a little more space. That's all. That's all.
Jay, what are your 2024 fitness goals? To make sure I fit in this ride?
Well, like every ride, you got to have the 2 clicks, right? So it's like click 1. If you get click 2, then you're good to go. But, everybody next to me is like on click 7, So it's like click 1, click 2. And I'm like, all right, I'm good to go.
Yeah, sometimes, listen, for some of these rides, for like the shared thing, I don't feel comfortable next to Jay sometimes in those rides, because it's like click, and I'm like, well, I need a couple more clicks here. I'm gonna be sliding around. But no, that's how it is. I personally like when I get to see people who have waited in line for, like, because that makes me happy. If I have to wait in line for a fucking hour, I'm already like irritable and miserable and pissed off. Yeah. But if I see someone who's also waited in line for an hour with me, get up to the front and do the fat test, and not make it and have to go all the way out,
the walk of shame,
that person is less happy than me, which in turn makes me a little more happy. So
I find it funny too that in like other theme parks, they put the tester seat like before you get in line, but Universal has most of them after you wait. Like in the Hagrid's, like you gotta wait all. That's pretty funny. You get all the way to the front. And, like, here's the thing: you get all the way to the front, and like one of the workers goes, excuse me, sir, can you come over here? Trust me, I speak from experience. Can you come over here?" And you got to get out of line, and then while everybody's like walking in, they test, and there's like a little light. If it's green, you're good. If it's red,
Oh, I
it's
wanna
here's a sorry, sir.
listen. I know Universal hangs out in the park hop and chat sometimes. Universal, please, begging you. If ever this internet thing doesn't work out for me, if I fucking flame out on YouTube, blah blah blah, please hire me to be the person to pick the fats. I think I would do well. I think I would be passionate about it. I would come to work every day smiling and happy if I get to pick the fats out of the crowd. All right. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's awesome. I would probably just hang out just to watch you do that.
You would try to butter me up so I wasn't picking you. That's what
I'm pretty. I only got picked once. I got picked twice for Hagrid's and once for the castle ride at Universal to get in the fat seat at the very end of the line. Every time I greened it, baby. No, I was like, but there's also like my back sweat started coming in like quick, like because I'm like everybody. They stopped the whole line, so everybody's looking at you and just like, all right, here we go. Got to go green. And then as soon as it hits green, I'm like, all right, I'm good. They're like, all right, you're good, sir. I'm like,
you're like,
made it.
Sucking in as much as you can, pulling it tight.
Yeah.
Like, I guess Hagrid's motorbike probably is a little bit like, you can't be too big to get on that thing.
No.
Yeah. I think I've only been on that like twice. I don't like waiting.
The line is always ridiculous.
It's a good ride.
It's a fun ride.
Ryan Soliu for 5. Phantom Menace would make more money than anything Disney put out in 2022 if they would release it again. I mean, I think if they release that and, actually market it and stuff for a while, it would probably, it'd make freaking, it wouldn't make bank. It would make probably, I don't know, like $20-30 million or something like that, or if they did a couple week limited release. What did Return of the Jedi do?
Yeah, but that came, I'm not sure, but when
they ain't gonna make crazy bank.
No, but when they did release Empire, like right when theaters were opening up again, like after the lockdowns, it did really well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I'm not. People will go. You're right. People will go see it, man. But you're right. Actually, if they dump it next year, it actually could do pretty well because there's nothing else to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think that. Do it. Don't do a May the 4th. Don't do any of that bullshit. Just put it out on because I don't remember if that was May 20. It wasn't May 25th for the release date. It was close though. It was sometime in like late May, I feel like, but I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. Joel Reese, member for 6 months. Gina really is a queen. She even got a court jester to go with her to MegaCon.
Yeah, I wish it was that simple. I'm just not gonna, I just got to be careful, like who I talk to in the back room.
That's true. You don't want to get in trouble again. The carnivore trucker for 5. Ryan, zoom in on her face. I swear that's Aquafina. If not, I guess I'm having a J moment. I don't think it's Aquafina. I think it was Amber. It was Amber Heard. Master Bader for 2. Amber Heard is like a car wreck, hit and run. Well, you could argue whether that's what you want to do or that's what she wants to do to you, depending on what you mean by hit. Master Bader for 2. Amber Heard is like a convenience store. Come and go. There you go.
I'm waiting for the toilet. Like, when's someone going to do the poop joke?
Oh, wow. Elric of Melnibone for 2. Jay and Ryan are the G&G version of Bert and Ernie. I'm Bert, I guess. Even though you're taller. I feel like my attitude is more like Bert's.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have a rubber ducky though.
I think they're both gay though, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah. That's true.
Let's see, Copesy DePhil for $2. Scott Steiner. He's fat. Listen, theme parks aren't for everybody.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
must be this skinny to get on the ride. That's the rule. That's the rule. But I think we're all caught up. Let me go check Rumble over there. We got almost 400 people watching us over on Rumble. We got General Duality. We got Fandeeb. We got Fat Geralt. We've got Living Woman Ministries, Monstructor. A lot of good people hanging out in the Rumble chat as well. I hope eventually we're hoping that eventually, as Rumble continues to improve, that they can integrate their stuff in the streaming software that we use so we can see all the comments and pull up the Rumble comments too. We're hoping we can do that soon, but as of right now, we can't. But we see you guys over there. We appreciate it as well. So Jay, you have high tea coming up today?
Yeah, right after the show. Gonna go live, and there is we're gonna talk about the Fat Con that's coming to California. So apparently a bunch of obese people have decided that they want their own convention where they could find clothes and other sponsors that will justify their lifestyle. So
I bet they're all going to fly Southwest to get there.
that plane will have 2 people on it, maybe 4.
Still be overweight.
Dude, when I was in Africa, we were flying right out of Nairobi to this place in one of these little, I don't know what you call them, these little planes. And the guy looked at everybody getting on the plane. He's like, "We got to adjust the weight properly on the plane." So he's like, "Hey, big guy, that's my code for me." He's like, "We need you to sit right here
right in the middle."
Yeah, right. He goes, "Don't sit near the wing. Sit on this side." He gave me a specific seat. It's like, "You sit right here." He goes, "And we're not going to put anybody next to you." So then they spaced everybody out. It's like, all right, whatever keeps us in the air. So
Yeah, like little planes like that. Yeah, you gotta balance it out. Freaking, they're tilting.
Dude. Plus, we were landing on grass runways. I was like, I was a little nervous.
God, at least you know the hospitals would be fine if anybody got hurt.
In Africa?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I'd be dead. I'd be eaten by an animal. We were by the Maasai jungle, so it was like, what the heck? Crazy.
D's Webos for $5. Chris Carr wouldn't be able to go to the rides at Universal because she's fat. Thank you, D's Webos. Yeah, I can't believe I guess I'm streaming tonight with Gary. I can't believe it's fucking Thursday. But I guess tonight me and Gary are doing our Reacher reaction stream. So right as soon as Reacher probably drops around 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll do a reaction stream around 9 to the 6th episode of Reacher. So
how are you enjoying the show?
I like it. Episode 5 was probably the weakest episode of the entire series so far. Not because it was bad, just because it was a little bit of a little fillery, but a lot of things just coming to light, things you kind of already knew and connecting a couple dots. But they still did have a pretty good action sequence at the end and shit. But,
compared to season 1?
So far, the season 1's fantastic. Season 1, in a rewatch of season 1, I do feel like there was maybe a couple things that they didn't necessarily need to include that you could define as filler. So maybe that's what this episode was for me. But overall, it's good. It's a different vibe for sure. It's taken from a book where Reacher actually meets up with some of his ex-compatriots from the 110th. And yeah, so I'll give a final verdict on the season as a whole when it's over. But for right now, I'm really enjoying it.
If people are asking what channel, it is on Gary's live channel. So not his main. It is on Nerdrotic's live.
Nerdrotic Live. Yeah, Nerdrotic Live. So that's where it'll be.
Yeah. So go check that out. I haven't watched any yet because I haven't watched the series. I'm gonna be one of those idiots that waits to binge it.
Have you watched the first season?
Yeah, I watched the first season.
Okay.
Matthew, I kept calling it The Reacher, and you kept correcting me. So there was a great
The
shower
Reacher
scene with boobies in the first season, and Matthew Marsden made a cameo in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Reacher's dad. I was watching that. I'm like, I fucking know that guy.
People asked me what I was doing in Africa. That was years ago. I was building aqueduct systems outside of Nairobi for about 8 months.
Nice.
So that was a long time ago.
All right. I think we're all caught up. Do you got anything else, Jay?
No, that's it, man. High T returns, and looking forward to it. Looking forward to the Ray movie coming out that's gonna revive my channel.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for
all
that.
that nonsense that's coming out, and hopefully the weather in Florida kind of stays chill. Don't forget Megacon. Also, if you enjoy Geeks and Gamers Daily and Tuesday Night's Main Event, check out our Spotify and Apple podcasts. We re-upload them over there so you could listen at your convenience and not have to look at our face. So they're over there as well. And just good stuff happening in 2024.
Fish Shooter, member for 8 months. Thank you. All right. With that being said, we will talk to all of you guys later. Peace.